What's up, everybody? We have a very exciting cube for me to unbox. Some of you might not be as excited as it's a 7x7, and I get that. Not everybody likes 7x7, but I really like 7x7, and I'm really hyped for this. This has been breaking lots of records in Asia, as they were the first ones to have like the prototypes and the things closest. Dino, you don't care? Okay, well that's yeah. So yeah, so some quick things that I'm sure all of you already know. Also, I took it out of the packaging, but you can tell I have not opened the cube itself as it's still in the plastic wrap. Some notes that everybody should know is it's smaller than the normal 7x7. Let me get my Spark M, which I've been maining. This Spark M has also been Benway approved, like in terms of feeling and all of that. Let me just make sure we're focused well. And already with the plastic wrap, you can see a solid difference between the size of these cubes, which is really cool. Now accessories, things I'm probably never going to use, like, well, they changed up the design of the screwdriver. This used to be flat here, and it's like a different blue. And a guide, that's it. So normally, like, Moyu throws in like all these extra magnets and springs and all that, but today they haven't. So I'm that's very different from them. So I believe this cube, let's look it up real quick. So, this cube retails around $50. Yeah, Dino? $50, so yeah. So, once again, comparing sizes, they're very different. Let's quickly compare shades. Also, Moyu's logo is blue on this cube, strangely enough. So, compared to the Spark, which is, before this cube was a small 7x7, it's much smaller, like, significant portion. It's, like, easily noticeable. So oranges are about the same, maybe a little bit more pale, but probably not. Green's darker, which I do like. Red's a little less saturated, I guess you could say. Blue, basically the same. Maybe this one's slightly brighter. Yellow, like, it just seems like the shades are slightly paler on the Aofu WRM, but this definitely feels really small in my hands. Actually, let's compare it to my Shadow. See how big it is compared to the Shadow. You're joking. It's like the same size as the Shadow. That's crazy. Well, now, first turns. Oh my gosh. Well, I can tell you, the turning is phenomenal already. It's quite fast. It's quite fast, so I don't see much of an issue. I will say, sure, it might feel a little bit cheap, but that's because it feels like really sandy and it's so light in my hands. As you can tell, like, the turning is pretty good. Wait, something very important to check, the cap design. Please tell me. And it's a normal cap design. Yes, Moyu. Obviously, part of it feeling cheaper is that it's completely dry out of the box. But oh my gosh. Alright, let me see if I still have an MGC around. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so I got an MGC here, as you can tell. Cube's huge compared to this thing. This one's fully set up though. You could immediately say this cube is set up. It's set up. It's lubed nicely. It feels a lot better. Feels whatever, more premium. But you're saying we have a cube here that's completely out of the box, nothing done to it. Like, you could argue, yeah, sure, the MGC7's better, but it's set up. This, not set up at all. And for my liking, it's a little bit quick. Let's see here. Tensions are pretty loose, but even. Definitely feel some of the sandiness going away already, which is really nice. Definitely gonna take some time to set this up on my own. Does the Aofu V2M feel like the 5.5 Ouchuang? Wouldn't say so. Wouldn't say so personally. Looks kind of catchy, of course it is. I mean, it's gonna look catchy when I'm turning it, because I'm used to a slower, broken in 7x7 and stuff like that. Like when you're talking about this, my main is a Spark M. This thing is significantly slower than this. Also, let's see the magnets. See if they got it right. Ooh, potential issue here. Could be tensioning, could be lack of lube. Let's try another side. Outer layer turns fine. Not looking too good. But like I said, it could be that there's no lube. It's turning a lot of pieces here. Let's see. Can I notice? Could be an issue here. Did Moyu get something wrong? Did Moyu get this wrong? I mean, when you're solving, I don't think it'll be an issue. Like if I'm turning like this, it's not an issue because you're turning so fast. But if you're turning slowly, that could be an issue. I will probably be lubing this with an Angstrom Gravitas and Dignitas, and then some silk, but I won't be doing that on today's stream. But this cube, definitely amazing. The magnet's a little bit of a concern, but I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. But the turning out of the box is phenomenal for a 7x7. I mean, let's see, corner cutting, piece, one piece roughly, that's pretty good. Reverse, half a piece, a little bit over half. That's really nice. In fact, let's do a solve on this cube real quick. I'm sure the time won't be too great. I haven't been practicing big cubes that much. But this cube's amazing. I really do like it. Especially for it not, like, sure, as you can see, ooh, catches, whatever. It's not set up, it's not to my liking. Those are things you have to factor that when you compare it to these two, this one has been set up by me, so I like it a lot because it's done exactly the way I wanted to. This one, set up by Speedcube Shop, I believe. Really nice. Performs really well. This, nothing in it, too fast for me, personally. But that's a good thing because when you decide to put lube in it and slow it down, it'll still be a decently quick cube. So this is our first bad lockup here. Pretty easy to fix in all honesty. From what I expected, for a cube completely out of the box, meets my expectations that it's the best 7x7 on the market, or has potential to be. Of course, it needs to be set up. I'll do that. And then I will come back with a review on this cube. First, let's do a solve. Like I said, time's probably not going to be too great because both brand new cube for me, and I have not been practicing 7x7 too much. Hmm. $241. Not a great time. As you can see, I had some missed turns and stuff, but like I said, this cube's not set up at all, so it's pretty good for that in my opinion. What cube does this feel closest to? That's hard to say, I won't lie. Maybe I might say the Dianeza 5M. Dare I say Dianeza 5M. Like, this cube is way too quick for me. I normally average around 220, but this cube, like I said, way too quick for me. I don't know, it feels like, it's hard to say what, like, it's... But what I will say about this cube, regardless of performance, the solving experience for being so small in my hands is very nice. And I think the turning's absolutely fantastic for the most part. For this not being set up at all, and me being a person that tends to like slower cubes, this cube seems to have a lot of potential to be very good for me. What I will say is, I am concerned about this magnet strength a little bit, because these very most inner layers seem very weak in comparison to these outer layers. That is my one concern. Like I said, I don't think while solving it'll be that big of a deal, but it is a concern of mine. Alright, M slices though, perfectly fine. No issue with them, by the looks of it. This cube though, really excited. The fact that it's so small, it's basically the size of my 6x6. Poses a lot of potential here. Like I said, with the setup, this thing could be one of the best out there. Especially for $50. What's the MGC 7 cost? MGC 7. MGC 7, $35, $15 more. I'd say this cube's one to look out for. For $15 more, I think if you want to try and enjoy 7x7, generally give it an attempt to enjoy the event. Not just be that person who's like, oh, I want to have a 7x7 just to have a 7x7. You want to try and enjoy the event. This cube right here, set up, is going to give you the best solving experience. I would say, potentially. The size is very nice. Like I said, Spark before this was the smallest 7x7 on the market. Look how much smaller it is. If you compare it to my Shadow V2M, it looks like the same size. Basically. Possibly even a millimeter smaller. You're saying for $15 more, you get a cube that's going to fit nicely in your hands, and it's not like the size of the layers are concerned. Like, you can easily distinguish them with something that seems to have extremely good potential for its turning. Because like I said, if you like faster cubes, you may like this cube straight out of the box. Me, both of my 7x7s, the Spark 7 and The MGC7, much slower in comparison to what this is, right? We just did a what, a U and a half. I can only do a U, and that's my full force. I don't even finish a U on this cube. That's how much, that's a huge speed difference we're talking about. Like, I can pull off basically a UI 3-2 or whatever, right? This, max force, I hit a U. Max force on this, a little bit over a U. That's how much faster we're talking this cube is right now in comparison to mine, which is why I'm locking up on it, which is completely reasonable, I'd say. Do I think max command will be good for it? I have never tried max command, unfortunately, so I don't have an answer for that. But I'm really excited to see what this cube can do. Aofu worm? I mean, I feel like this size for 6x6 is pretty ideal. I mean, this is a Shadow V2M, same size as this. I have relatively small hands. If anybody that's ever met me, they know I have relatively small hands. Like, we're saying a 56mm 3x3? 1, 2, 2 of them to my pinky? That's pretty small. I think this size right here of these two cubes, which is basically the same, maybe one's a little bit bigger. This is the ideal size in my opinion for a 6x6 and a 7x7. I'm really excited though when I get to set up this cube. It's looking pretty good already. In fact, should I set it up on stream right now, guys? I wasn't planning to, but I got some time. This thing though, it's $15 more over the MGC7. Depends how much the cubicle will charge for an Angstrom, Mystic, Pro Shop one, but I'd say the size difference alone makes $15 worth it. Right here, this size difference alone, $15 worth it. Really? Typical Asian hands? But other friends I have in cubing that are Asian have like hands that are like a solid, like this portion right here, like a solid more. I'm just absolutely wowed by how nice this solving experience is. The fact that it fits in my hands so nicely. Oh my gosh. This is my ideal size. Pieces your spark broke? I'd say it's well worth it. This thing easily blows a spark out of the water. Why? It's smaller and it's $10 cheaper, like stock versions. How does it blow the MGC7 out of the water? I think the solving experience is much better than the MGC7. Why? Size and the turning already out of the box shows that it has so much potential to be just as good or better than what this is. How about that Yushin Gigaminx? Never looked at it. Don't care about it. Not a WCA event. I think $10 less than the Spark, I believe, beats the Spark. $15 more than a stock MGC7? $15 well spent. $15 extra well spent. Anyways, let's try and give this thing a quick setup here using some Angstrom lubes. These are my favorite lubes to use on like everything. I love Angstrom cubes. Let's see if we can just take out pieces already. Yes, we can. Okay, we're just basically gonna take out, actually this should work, these two pieces. This I'm not so concerned about because it doesn't really make a mess. So I guess you guys also learn how I lube my cubes here right now. Just take a little bit of this, put it on basically everything below like this part, like the widest parts here. I might say this is a lot for a piece, but it generally spreads out pretty well. Put a little bit in here. Okay. I don't know. I think if you tried this cube, you'd like this more with the size. Unless, like, you have, like, Kevin Hayes' big hands. Kevin's hands, quite big. Because his ideal size was the Hayes 7. And the Hayes 7 was pretty big for me. I think a lot of people, even younger cubers that want to do 7x7, thoroughly will beg your parents for $15 more. Just be like, this is how I get free shipping, mom, dad, whoever. This is this right here. This extra $15, free shipping basically, okay? Plus the D&M I'm getting. Free shipping. Okay, let's throw this piece back into the cube. And one concern I do have is it does feel like the piece is flexing quite a lot as I try and put it back in, but I'll definitely have to add more. Yeah, that's definitely not enough gravitas. For me, I like to feel a little bit of like the drag from the gravitas on the inner pieces. So it's gonna need a little bit more for me. But you can see it's lightly coated, a little bit of shine, but it could take some more. I always add little by little because it's a lot easier to add than remove. I mean, yeah, if you have the hand size of a basketball player, I would say, then yeah, sure, you might not actually like the size of this cube then. But for any average person, they'll love this cube. The solving experience, much better in my opinion. Purely because of the size, solving experience, so great already. My opinion. Let's take a decent chunk. Looks like frickin' what is it? Vaseline. Oh, I remember that was a joke when this first came out. Oh, you're putting Vaseline in your cubes. Ho 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 ho. Little do you know, it's like people's favorite setups to ever exist now. It's definitely my favorite, at least. Is there a non-magnetic version? I don't believe there is. Alright, welcome back, Jude. Just trying to set it up real quick. Give it a nice little setup. Even with, like, I put a solid chunk of gravitas, I'd say, already in it, and it's still decently quick. Like, we're talking about this white piece. It's the only, there's one here, so we count one to the left. Basically doing a UI2 still. So it's still a little quick for me. say it needs more based off of that. Although you can see it's starting to develop around, like you can see. Unless, I think this is the piece that actually put it on. This inner definitely needs some more. Let's take some solid chunks here. Spread it around. I will say this cube, I'm really impressed with it already, purely because of the size, I think. Let's put just a little bit more spread around. Like I said, the pieces may be a little bit fragile, possibly. But we'll see as time goes on. Okay, I'm really liking the second, like this layer, these two. I'm really liking it now. That's feeling a lot better. New main? 90% sure once I get this set up to my liking, it's a new main. Okay, I can already tell we're gonna need to break this in. I am concerned about the magnets though, because it seems like the most inner layers, pretty weak magnets in comparison to the ones on the outer layers. That is my concern. Actually, these pieces are still pretty dry. I can add more to both pieces. Solid chunk. This is a lot here now. I really need to have it spread around. 7x7s always take a lot of lube to get going. Putting it pretty generously at this point. It's a little, like I said, for me, it doesn't look too good when I'm using it right now. But that's because I'm finding it to be way too fast. As you guys saw with like full force turns from my pointer finger, I don't even do more than a U wide on my other 7x7s. On this one, U wide 2, that's on a 7x7 is very fast. I think for a lot of people. Like I said, I'm concerned about the magnets though, and maybe a little bit on how strong pieces are. Some break-in will be required, obviously. Okay. That. It's looking a lot better. It's much more controllable now, I'd say. What do you guys think of it based on like what you're hearing from me? Also, do you like me doing a live unboxing? Because I can, you know, answer questions and stuff. Like I said though, the magnets are a little bit of a concern for me. We'll see with time whether break-in changes how I feel about them. But it feels like it's lightest on the inside. Strongest on this second layer here. Like this second slice. And pretty even when it comes to this and the most inner magnets. Okay. Okay, I think that's enough gravitas. Yeah, I'm really happy to do live unboxings. Obviously reviews, I think, if I end up ever doing a cube review again, I do it edited obviously, but I think unboxings, you most benefited from it live, and I think I'm going to keep live unboxings public, right? Because it's an unboxing. It's not like a normal live stream where you do all the other stuff, you know? I was just like, oh, solves, yeah. Okay, yes, we're really starting to get rid of that sandy feeling, which I'm happy about. Because I really am not a fan of, like, cubes feeling as sandy as this did out of the box. Obviously, we're gonna need to add more of this. Just breaking it in. I'm starting with the inner layers first because it's the one that needs to be the slowest. Also, would you guys like me to record a video about, like, actually review this? I was planning to bring this to not Pittsburgh, Westport, and have people try it out and tell me what they think of it. I was thinking about doing that. So then it's not just my opinion. Okay, now it's a little bit slower, so that's ideal. Good idea, alright. Okay, inner layers are just about ideal for now. Time to work with these, which are way too fast. I will say, for this cube to actually feel like it's good, you need to set it up. That is one thing I will say. Why don't I put on the really outside layer? I go layer by layer. Because I need to control the speed. even with the sheer size of your hands, you think the Aofu worm is still better since you like stupidly fast cubes? Questionable. If you're really saying your hands are as big as you say they are, this might be a little small for you. Yeah, it helps you control the speeds a little bit more of the cube, which as a high level cuber I prefer. Okay, I haven't tensioned this yet, but let's do another solve on it now that we have some lube in it, and it seems a little bit more to my liking. And then if I really like it, we'll tension it and then I'll call it there. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, yellow. Yellow's really nice. Really easy line. For anybody that was here for the solve earlier, I think you can already tell that I'm catching a lot less from just like very minor setup. Like it's obviously not perfect. Like we didn't tension this cube at all yet or anything like that. Oh my gosh. Let's not talk about how bad this time's going to be already because of how much I've messed up. $236 with messing up. Pretty good. I've thought about applying for cubicle sponsorship. I have, but I wouldn't. Granted, your hands are like a basketball, like a smaller hand size for basketball. I don't play basketball almost at all. 20 centimeters for your hands. How do you measure hand sizes? I mean, I would personally measure like the palm, because I feel like the palm and the fingers need to be individual sizes. But one standard way I feel like is from the wrist here all the way to the tip of this finger. I feel like that would be pretty standard. I think Moyu cubes do better with tighter tensions for the most part, so let's tighten them a little bit. In fact, we'll use the screwdriver Moyu supplied, which does look a little bit different. I've thought about applying for sponsorships, but I don't really see any benefit out of them. To answer your question, Jude. Like when I think it over, it's like, unless I get the right contract offer, which is highly unlikely. make sure they're all even first. 'Cause oh, I guess I just kind of answered that there too. I don't think I'd really benefit from it. Early stream, I did one earlier today, but now we're doing this one. Okay, I think a quarter turn will do. I don't like these screwdrivers. It's too hard to see. This is why I really like the YJ ones. What do I think about it? What do I think about this cube? I think it's great. This $15 more than the MGC. For me personally, I can easily afford that, especially with how much I've having gift cards. I say $15 well spent. I love the YJ screwdrivers because they have this thing here, so you can kind of generally base off of how much of a turn you've done, based off of with this thing, right? That's why I really like it. Okay, since they have a normal center cap design, this is another benefit of stickerless, is that not having black internal stickerless, is that you can see the color of the center still. I think this cube's absolutely amazing though. Okay, another solve. Once again, yellow. Not really looking ahead. I am a little bit rusty at 6 and 7 because I haven't been doing them too much since Pittsburgh. I haven't been doing much of anything besides Mega Minx and 4x4 in all honesty. Can't say that too often. I don't really do Mega Minx normally. I think tensioning this cube's definitely helped, putting it on a little bit tighter tensions. In fact, it may benefit from more tightening in my opinion. But that's for me personally, my liking to the setup. Oops, I messed up an edge. Never. Rusty. My 3x3 layers are a little bit slow. Yeah, I'm on 7. Yeah, so what's up, Cuber Dude? Do you think it'll be easier customization and maglev will ever come to big cubes? Yes, I'd say. Maglev, probably. You just need to make small enough magnets. Also, these tensions are no longer even. Orange could do with half a turn less, I think. And that's about right. White, yellow, pretty good. Okay. Yeah, just break it needed, but I think these tensions are now pretty solid for the most part. 7x7, really nice. Like I said earlier in the stream, my only concern is the magnet strengths. I know people brought this up with Moyu, their testers brought it up. Is this a printed logo? It is. That's annoying. I'll have to use an eraser to get that off. I know testers brought this up with Moyu that the MGC7's magnets are messed up, and the most outer one should be the lightest. But it doesn't seem. What if they change the magnets? It doesn't seem like they changed too much about it, which is a little worrying. Also, the center cap should not be this hard to get on. But I think when it comes to speed solving, you won't really have an issue with that. Is this better than the MGC? I would say yes. I don't know. I'm breaking this cube in and I'm just like having different feelings about the magnets. Because the more outer ones do feel slightly stronger. Could be a thing that I was just worried about and could be a mental thing. Or it could be the fact that this cube needs to get broken in more. I'll do one more solve and then I will be ending this unboxing, everybody. But if you have any more questions, time to get them in. And I will see if I can go to Westport and have some time to ask people what they think about the 7x7. Have I lubed it yet? Yes, I just put some Gravitas and Dignitas in it. My fastest OPA tracing time is around 6 seconds now. Around, because I just did inspection one day and I stared at it and saw that. Not a lot for the scramble. There's probably some really good thing that I don't see because I suck. But whatever. Okay, no, we're restarting. This sucked. I didn't even plan my entire first bar because I'm dumb. I'll say maybe I should put a little bit more. Am I going to Nationals 2023? Hoping so. How do you get this piece out? You don't. Ooh, U was that U4, U5, 228. I am planning to use OPA in the very near future on 4x4. This, I'm really happy with this cube as of now, but it could be better. I think with more time put into it, especially since this does need to get broken in. Average 100 is now sub 14. That's pretty good. Learned OPA 2 days ago, and ARB tracing is really easy. Round 25 tracing after 25 solves with tracing. Tracing is hard, and it takes up too much inspection time. Plenty of people are good without it. You say that now. That's like the Ru argument and the Yao arguments from years ago. Yes, this is live. People said, "Oh, Ru will never be good." Blah blah blah. This that. Same thing with Yao when I first started. People literally stared at me like, "You're an idiot," even though I was podiuming already. They're like, "You are dumb. You'll never actually be fast with it." And look at me now. I'm one of the best in the world. But yeah, sure, you can be good without it. You can be good without it, but I think that if you really want to be fast, consistent, and fast, you're gonna have to learn OPA, because you're getting rid of like a 2-second deviation right there for something that, if you care enough, put some effort in, easy. Let's do one more solve on this. I'm really liking this cube. Whatever, scramble's a little bit easy, but I'm just solving to break it in right now. $230. But yeah, guys, I'm really liking this cube. If you don't have a 7x7 yet, as of now, this is the one I would get. If you really want to do 7x7 and get good at 7x7, this is the one I recommend to get. Maybe wait for the Cubicle or SpeedCube Shop to release some premium version of this, because I will say, out of the box stock, it doesn't seem that amazing, especially compared to like something like my MGC7. Like, I'll do a solve on the MGC7 right now. You're going to see me probably do 10 times better. But yeah, I do not do the OLL ALGs that also saw PLL parity, although it may be something useful in the future to learn. Comparison to the MGC7, no brainer, this is better. Why? A, size, turning is still very good. Only concern is the magnets as of now. But it's like a very minimal difference to this being weaker than this. So I think during a speed solve, it shouldn't affect you too much. If it does at all. Like, you're gonna see me get a better time on this cube. Why? I'm adapted to this cube. I've used to use this cube a lot in comparison to the freaking Aofu. It's a brand new cube, and it's not completely set up perfectly. I'll be working on that tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow's stream if I do stream tomorrow. I don't know what my plans are for tomorrow yet. But you see, like, even on the MGC7, like, I have inner layers turn, and part of that is it's so big in comparison. Another benefit of the small size is you can see pieces better, technically speaking. It's easier to look around the cube. Like, I consider this MGC7 to be a pretty good one too, one that I'm currently using, and I really don't like it right now after solving on the Aofu for a bit. Like I said, my time on this cube probably will be faster though, because I'll give myself some time to try and adapt to the new size and all that. That is something you have to take into account that someone may not be used to. $227. Have I tried the Diangxing 7? No. The size. Just going back to this, the size makes such a huge difference, and the turning is really good. If you talk about turning, this cube has good turning. But everybody, thank you all for joining me. This will be it for this live unboxing. Half centers on 5.5 is stupid, and I thank you all for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. It will stay public, so it'll be very easy to access. No need to go through the live streams playlist, and it's also on the unboxings playlist. But thank you all for watching. Appreciate every single one of you, and peace.